implementing sustainable development, that means serfdom, individual rights will have to take a back seat to the collective of government control freaks, parasites, and planners, I would add. So there you go. And they've brought in all these minions that love UN, love world government, love tyranny into all the major positions of power. And we are in deep trouble. We're going to go to break and come back with Gerald Celente. But first, I want to announce something very exciting. If you go to INFOWARS.com and scroll about a third of the way down on the right-hand side, you will notice the link there to put your email address into the INFOWARS Insider. All you got to do is put your email address in and say that you want to subscribe, and you will get, coming up late in August, the September issue. It's going to probably be 60 pages, a lot of it exclusive original, some of it our top stories, of the new INFOWARS newspaper/magazine. I mean, it's going to be a print version, too, we have, that you can buy in bulk at cost to give to people. And we're going to put it, 50,000 of them out in Austin to start off, and then other cities after that. But the point here is that you can go to INFOWARS.com/newsletter. That's also the direct URL, INFOWARS.com/newsletter/. Do you have to have the other /? Because I'm always plugging on air. It's INFOWARS.com/newsletter. Does it work? Oh, the other / happens automatically. Good. So there you go. Go there. You'll get our regular news alerts almost every day and exclusive videos and articles. But starting in just a few weeks, you will every month get a big exclusive online system where you can just look at the color pages. Looks just like a magazine. Flip through it. It's just a digital copy of the physical copy we're going to have available, and then you can download it and save it on your machine. It is Print 2.0, our answer to the globalist internet kill switch. And lastly, don't forget, it's time to get involved. A lot of people are. It's exploding. PlanetInfowars.com, the social network to meet like-minded people, to get involved, whether it's business ideas or dating or hunting or camping or news or poetry. It's all there at PlanetInfowars.com. We'll be back with a big interview. I got a bunch of questions for him with top trends forecaster Gerald Celente. Please stay with us. Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. You've got the life straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com. Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freaks adding poison to your water and laughing as you get sick and die? Start purifying your water with ProPure. My friends, I've done a lot of research, and the best gravity filter out there, bar none, is ProPure, and it's available discounted at InfoWars.com. Its filters are silver impregnated to prevent bacterial growth. There's no priming required. It's NSF 42 certified. Optional fluoride filters can reduce fluoride up to 95%. Easy to set up and use. Doesn't require electricity. Purify water from lakes, streams, ponds, and wells. This filter system leaves in beneficial minerals, which is key. Save money by not buying bottled water and avoid BPA that leaches from the plastic. ProPure is the best gravity-fed filter out there. It's what my family uses. InfoWars.com already has the lowest price on ProPure, but if you add the promo code WATER at checkout, you get an additional 10% off at InfoWars.com. You can also call to order 888-253-3139. And we are back on this August 7th, 2012, Tuesday edition. It's INFOWARS Nightly News, and we are joined by your favorite guest out there and my favorite guest, or at least one of the great guests we have on that I always enjoy having on because of his wit and his insight and his forecasting, Gerald Celente of the Trends Research Institute. And they've just had their new magazine go out to subscribers. We're going to break down his take on the LIBOR scandal, on HSBC and Al-Qaeda, and narcotics trafficking with Wells Fargo. It is getting crazy. The new issue, you got to love Anthony Freda. What an amazing graphics guy. I'm a little envious of the fact that he's got Anthony Freda. With Jesus beating the money changers, the modern money changers, with a cat or nine tail. So that's coming up. But first, I'm going to throw a wild card at Gerald, something I love doing because he can always cover any issue. Gerald, what do you make of these shootings magically happening when all these gun bills are introduced with Army PSYOP guys conveniently dying and some drugged up guy dressed up like Ronald McDonald, they say, is the Joker, and just all the conflicting reports? What do you make of these shootings taking place right now?
I mean, why are they any different than sending, this is Terror Tuesday. Who are we going to pick today to send a drone over in some foreign country and blow away? I mean, it's just another day of business in the USA. The fish rots from the head down. I was thinking about this as well. Suppose this Batman cat, what if his name was Muhammad? Boy, oh boy, would they be wiping out the Arabs now. It would be bombs away. And if this other guy, Wade Page, if he blew up, went into a synagogue and did this, could you imagine what would be going on? So what this is, Alex, you got two crazy guys in a crazy world of a country of 312 million people. They're whacked out on prescription drugs. They're shooting little kids up with Ritalin. They're giving little kids, antidepressants at 6 years old. You don't even know what it is to be depressed at 6 years old. So the whole culture is rotting out. But again, put this into perspective. Could you imagine what the headlines would read if this guy went into a synagogue rather than into a Sikh temple and blew away 6 people, or this other Batman freak, his name was Muhammad? It would be a whole different story. So what I'm saying is you're also seeing all of this crap for gun control. Gun control? How about a little gun control for the United States that's intervening in countries around the world? I mean, really, if you're going to, again, happy Terror Tuesday, who are we going to pick out to blow away today?
It's so frustrating to see the Pentagon in some cases where they'll kill up to 200 people bombing some wedding to get one bad guy, no judge, no jury, no court, illegally in some country that doesn't want the drones there, violating national and international law. You've got these unaccountable autonomous robot aircraft in some cases without human operators. All of this is happening. It's like, collateral damage. They call it bug splats in the Pentagon parlance, collateral damage. But then when some, people get killed in a theater, it's horrible. Oh, we got to take your guns. We're so sad. It's so... No. This is such a sick system that they've sold, and the whole thing is very, very suspicious to me. Now, I want to get into what's happening in the Middle East and then the economy and the latest in the Trends Journal, but let's get into that right now. You talked about it a year ago. We talked about it when it was happening, over a year ago in Libya, where the West, out of Egypt, but also landing them there in Tripoli, brought in tens of thousands of real al-Qaeda jihadis out of Saudi Arabia, lining up the blacks, shooting them, overthrowing Gaddafi, who'd become a stabilizing force and work with the West. Look at the message that sends. Overthrowing their own puppet Mubarak, putting in something worse. Now in Syria, openly admitting, the news is like, yeah, we're using Al-Qaeda. They're tough fighters. I thought I needed TSA to molest my wife and to molest me because Al-Qaeda might be in my Calvin Klein underwear. Gerald, I mean, I thought they could be hiding anywhere, but now they're saying that they're good guys going after Assad, who didn't do anything to anybody and wasn't threatening our country. I mean, am I unpatriotic Let me ask you this. Are you ready to say you love al-Qaeda and be patriotic?
You know, you really nailed it by beginning with Libya and how the whole area is now destabilized. That wonderful humanitarian mission. Now Western Africa is all up for grabs. And you said it. It's the al-Qaeda group. And it's the same. And then you want to really know about some hypocrisy? Who's supplying most of the arms to Syria? Oh, those wonderful democracies. Oh, you know, the place where women have just the joyous time of their life. The dictatorships of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. That's right. They're the ones that are selling democracy. What am I, 6 years old? Who's going to believe this baloney? They're the ones that are destabilizing the region. And the reason they're destabilizing Syria, it's very simple. It's what Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, as you pointed out, wrote about over a year ago in the Trends Journal for two reasons. It's the only place where the Russians have a port in the Mediterranean. And number two, the Syrians are the only ones that are supporting the Palestinians and the Hezbollah in Lebanon. And it's also the Iranian connection. And this is really about bringing down Iran. So let's not lose sight of this. And then if you want to hear some more hypocrisy, I'm watching the Cartoon News Network, or better known as CNN, and this guy's reporting from some northern city in Syria, and he's saying, I can assure you there are no al-Qaeda in these people that I'm speaking with. And then I read the Israeli newspaper, that's the same day, and they're saying now Israel is looking to become involved in Syria because they're afraid that al-Qaeda is going to be crossing over into Syria, from Syria into Israel. Oh, and then it also is another excuse to bomb Iran. So what you have here, Alex, in simple language, is a bunch of psychopaths called our State Department, our military, our presidents, our secretaries of this and that are leading the nation to destruction. Not only Syria, not only the Middle East, but the United States. Because if we go to war against Iran, I've said this before, it's the beginning of World War III. Right now, the entire Middle East is destabilized, and people are forgetting this, that when Israel invaded Lebanon the last time, they lost. They lost big, and they lost because Syria, through Iran, was giving Hezbollah weapons, and they don't want any part of that. So this is a Middle East war that is going to be spreading over the borders.
And now we segue into the Trends Journal and your forecast and the latest issue and the LIBOR scandal. But the caveat here is, as you said over a year and a half ago, the first great war of the 21st century, get ready for it. All the preparations for martial law in Europe, all the preparations now admitted here. Secretary of the Army saying we want troops in every U.S. city. A new article went up at INFOWARS.com tonight. Public Army documents. This is public, saying they're preparing to use the military against the Tea Party and saying we're going to link up with al-Qaeda. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, are they going to show up at my house and want to have sex with my wife, Homeland Security, because al-Qaeda will get me if they don't? I mean, do they want my bank account because al-Qaeda might be hiding in it? I mean, this is like the can opener for any job that it's al-Qaeda when they used them against the Serbs, the Russians, Libya. London Guardian confirms they've shipped them in. They're the main force leading everything. In Syria is al-Qaeda. They dominate the resistance. That's the headline. They wear al-Qaeda uniforms. They fly al-Qaeda flags. Their flags are over the courthouses in Libya. I mean, this is all public information, and the bankers are gearing up for insurrection. The only way I see them getting away with this, Gerald, is starting a war, thinking we'll rally around the flag if we're in a regional war,